Good morning everyone. In this second lecture we will discuss about the vehicular electrification, the resurgence, the challenges and the way forward. So, the objectives of this class is to understand the significance of early development and resurgence of electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles, and we will also analyze the factors that accelerated the growth of electric vehicle, their adoption and the main obstacles behind them. Thirdly, we will discuss about the strategies to overcome the challenges and adoption of electric vehicles in a larger. So, in the previous lecture we discussed that EVs and HEVs have become central to global conversation about sustainable transportation. Whenever there is a talk about sustainable transportation, we talk about EVs and HEVs. Their journey from early innovations to their current prominence highlight the evolving technological, environmental and societal factors. So, there are many factors which actually evolved EVs, which are technological, environmental and societal. So, we discussed all these factors in the previous class. The early development in electric mobility, as we know that it started way back in 19th century, around 190 years back in 1830s. So, which laid down the foundation for today's advancement by demonstrating the feasibility and potential of electric propulsion. However, it was the technological resurgence in late 20th and 21st century that truly revitalized the interest in EVs and HEVs. So, we know that the early development in 1830s and early 19th century, it was for some time, but it was not widely adopted because of various reasons. However, that was very important development. In this class we will discuss 5 factors. What are the lessons from the early development, what are the key takeaways from the early development, and then we will see what were the reasons for their disappearance of the electric vehicles, and then we will discuss also about what led to the again resurgence of electric vehicles, and then we will also discuss some other factors which are accelerating the growth of electric vehicles, the barriers, and then finally how to overcome those barriers. So, the major factors that actually cause resurgence of electric vehicles is advancement in battery technology, advancement in power electronics technology and charging infrastructure. These have drastically improved the efficiency, the range and affordability of electric vehicles, making them a viable alternative to traditional IC engines. The other factors are growing environmental concerns, growing environmental awareness, government incentives and commitment by automakers to electrify their electric vehicles, and the commitment by automakers to electrify their fleet, which also accelerated the growth of EVs and HEVs, propelling them to mainstream market. And finally, the last factor which is important is the R&D and other investment in the electric vehicle domain. Despite these, there are certain barriers to the widespread adoption of electric vehicles. Still we find that people are hesitant. What are the main reasons? We will discuss about these in this class. One of them is high initial cost, next one is a limited charging infrastructure and range anxiety. So, people are not still having sufficient confidence in the range of the electric vehicles. Understanding these challenges and identifying strategies to overcome them is crucial for ensuring the continued growth and success of electric mobility. So, in this lecture we will discuss all these factors, beginning with the historical context of EVs and HEVs, factors driving current growth of EVs and HEVs, and obstacles to fully realize the potential of EVs and HEVs for sustainable future. Let us see one by one all these factors. So, what are the significance of early development of EVs and HEVs? We will discuss that first. So, what are the significance of early development of EVs and HEVs? Let us discuss that. The early development of EVs and HEVs was crucial in laying the foundation for modern sustainable transportation. These pioneering efforts signified the first recognition of potential to harness electricity as a clean and efficient energy source for mobility. So, we know that the first development, in fact, although they were not so successful, but it gave a confidence that electricity could be an alternative. So, this helped us to overcome the dominance of IC engines and set the stage for the future automotive innovations. So, what are some of the factors which actually have the major impact in the from the early development? One of them is foundation for technological innovation. The initial exploration into electric and hybrid electric technology spurred advancement in electric propulsion, battery storage and power electronics. So, it was the time when these things were actually evolving, the electric propulsion system, the motors, the battery storage systems and power electronics. The research and experimentation conducted during these early years led to deeper understanding of electric drive system, which became the cornerstone for modern electric vehicle industry. So, some of the major innovations that happened in these times was electric motors were developed, the regenerative braking concept was developed and the energy management system was also evolved during these early phases. Then some other important things from the early development is that environmental awareness and sustainable mobility system. So, the early development of EVs and HEVs led to a need for alternative energy solutions to address environmental concerns. So, people are realizing that IC engines are having a lot of pollution. So, they look forward to the electric vehicles to reduce the fossil fuel consumption and emissions. These vehicles demonstrated that it was possible to reduce the tailpipe emissions and dependence on non-renewable energy sources. So, this was a confidence given by the early development, paving the way for sustainable mobility movement and reinforcing the importance of environmental concerns. So, next factor which was a lesson from the early development is the policy and regulatory changes. So, early electric and hybrid electric vehicle influenced policy makers to consider regulations. So, there were a lot of national and international policy frameworks which were developed because of this the IC engine pollution to promote cleaner transportation. Governments and environmental organizations recognize the potential benefits of reducing air pollution and greenhouse gas emission. So, it was a time when people were facing a lot of environmental problems and they started making some policy and regulations. All this led to the development of early policies and incentives. The people designed incentives for the adoption of electric vehicles. These initial regulatory frameworks have evolved with time to become powerful drivers for global electrification in transportation. Another reason which was a lesson from the early development is the shifting in the industry mindset. So, it encouraged the automakers to explore and invest in alternative powertrain technologies. It laid the groundwork for future investment in electric and hybrid electric vehicles by major automotive manufacturers like Teslas and so on, leaving aside the traditional reliance on IC engines, and it gave a confidence to the industries that there is a chance for a lot of business in this domain of EVs and HEVs. It led to the culture of innovation also. A lot of people started innovating new things and industry actually started many innovations on this sector. Another lesson from the early development is public awareness and acceptance. The introduction of EVs and HEVs helped raise public awareness about electric mobility. Even though these vehicles did not achieve widespread adoption at that time, they served as important proof of concept, educating consumers about the viability of electric power and transportation. So, although it was not very successful, but people started understanding the proof of concept and they became aware and they became aware about the options also. The lessons learned from early public reception and feedback served as platform for future vehicle design, marketing strategies and consumer education efforts. So, it also another lesson is that inspiration from modern EV pioneers. The legacy of early electric and hybrid electric vehicle inspired modern pioneers like Tesla and other companies to pursue the vision for electrified future. The early success and challenges faced by EVs and HEVs also provided valuable insights that have been instrumental in the resurgence of electric vehicles. Now, let us see somewhat in detail about some of the important factors that cause resurgence and revival of electric vehicles in second phase, which was happened in the early 21st century. The resurgence of electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles in early 21st century makes a transformative period in automotive industry, characterized by technological innovations, environmental awareness and policy support. So, these are three factors: technological innovations which happen a lot, environmental awareness and policies, and policy support like incentives. The comeback of auto industry is also being driven by important technological advancements, new and better car designs, more competition among companies, and growing sense of urgency among automakers to keep up with changing times. Some of the technological advancements which are worth considering is the battery technology. First we will discuss about battery technology. So, in the transportation segment there was a time when lead acid batteries were used, but with the evolution of lithium ion batteries it became a game changer. Lithium ion batteries offered higher energy density, longer lifespan and lighter weight, making them ideal for electric vehicles. Now, lithium ion batteries have become very popular and they are very much adopted for the electric vehicles. Next is the solid state batteries, which is coming up very much in future. Solid state batteries promise even greater energy density than lithium ion batteries and safe improvements. Solid state batteries promise even greater density. So, the next phase is the solid state batteries. Solid state batteries promise even greater energy density and safety improvements. Companies are investing heavily in this next generation battery technology, which is solid state battery and lithium ion battery, which is expected to revolutionize the EV market further. Another driver of this resurgence is the electric motors. Modern electric propulsion systems have become more efficient and powerful. Innovations in electric motor design such as use of permanent magnet motors, induction motors have resulted into improved torque, efficiency and reliability. So, for example, Tesla's induction motor used in the models like Model S, it showcased the potential of electric propulsion, which had a high ability to deliver rapid acceleration and high performance. So, Tesla became the pioneer because of the motor designs. Their motors were very powerful, which gave very rapid acceleration and high performance. Another innovation which actually caused resurgence is the power electronic converters. Development in power electronic converters such as DC-DC converters and advanced inverters has significantly improved the efficiency and control of electric drivetrain. So, the DC-DC converters and inverters, they are actually very much evolved and they become more efficient, less power consuming, and it was becoming easier to manage the heat also. So, all this led to the development of sophisticated controlled systems. Innovations in these converters has made it possible to manage power better, make things work better and use less energy. For instance, Tesla's advanced technology helped its cars to go faster and also travel far. So, these converters are more reliable and they became the main driver for the development of the electric vehicles. Tesla has been a pioneer in making electric vehicles desirable, more luxurious with higher performance and with cutting edge technology. So, Tesla had many models like Model S, Model 3, Model X and Model Y, which are very popular, and they set the benchmark for the range, autonomous driving capacity and over there software updates. So, Tesla had improved in all different aspects, including the range, the autonomous driving capacity and the software. Tesla's focus on the user experience, Tesla very much focuses on the user experience, which featured such as large touch screens, interfaces and software updates. It refined the consumer expectations and consumer could expect more from the electric vehicles. Another leader in the industry is Toyota. Toyota has been a leader in hybrid technology since the launch of Prius in 1990s. The Toyota Prius became synonym with fuel efficiency and low emissions. So, Toyota is very famous for the high fuel efficiency and lower emissions. Toyota's hybrid system combines gas engine with electric motor. So, Toyota actually became popular for hybrid electric vehicles. It made cars more fuel efficient, cleaner with enhanced driving experience. They came up with the many models like RAV4 hybrid and Crami hybrid to offer more hybrid options. So, Toyota actually pushed many hybrid vehicle options to the market. Companies like Tesla have been leading with high performance, like they had high performance electric sedans and SUVs, while traditional automakers like Nissan, Chevrolet and BMW have introduced long range electric vehicles and plug-in electric vehicles catering to different market needs. So, these are the companies Tesla, the Toyota and some other companies like Nissan, Chevrolet and BMW, they all offer different market segments for the different needs. Luxury brands such as Audi, Porsche and Mercedes have also entered in EV market with premium models offering powerful performance combined with electrical efficiency. The introduction of electric pickup trucks and vans also becoming popular. The companies like Rivian and the Ford, they are making the pickup trucks and vans in the electric vehicle segment, and they showcase the versatility and appeal for electric drivetrain across different categories. So, we have seen that all these companies offer different category of options, beginning with the EVs, hybrid electric vehicles and trucks and so on. Nowadays electric buses are also very popular. So, many cities are adopting electric buses. Another reason for resurgence is the increased competition in the market. The success of early electric vehicle and the companies like Tesla created a ripple effect throughout the automotive industry, leading to a heightened competition. So, the Tesla and Toyota offered a competition to other automotive makers which also evolved in future, and they also followed the emission standards and the consumer preferences inspired by Tesla and Toyota. So, the competition market actually further intensified the new automotive companies to enter into the market. There are many startups also have coming up in the electric vehicle segment. In India particularly, a lot of startups have come up for 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers. This competition has spurred innovation resulting in vehicle with longer ranges, fast charging capacities and more advanced features. Automakers are racing to establish themselves as leaders in the electric vehicle market, because everybody knows that there is a lot of scope for market. So, there is a competition among the automotive makers. The rise of Tesla and Toyota and growing consumer demand and for environmental friendly vehicles have created fear for many automotive makers, the fear of missing out among the automobile makers. So, this fear of missing out actually has led to the many companies to push more towards the electric vehicles. Companies that previously focused on IC engines, they are now focusing on electric vehicle development to become competitive. Companies are also recognizing that failing to embrace the electrification could lead to loss of market share and relevance in the industry. So, this fear has prompted a widespread commitment to electric vehicles. The modern revival of electric and hybrid electric vehicle is not just a trend, but it is a shift towards the mindset. It has many lessons like technological innovations, supportive policy frameworks. These are all factors which led to the development of electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles. It has paved the market for cleaner, more efficient and sustainable future of transportation. So, fast forward in 2024, there are many options available in electric vehicles because of all these reasons, and many companies have now developed advanced technologies to enter into this market. They came up with the high range and high battery capacity options and new designs also. So, now we can see this slide from 2017 to 2024. So many different companies have thrown many options for different designs, different ranges and different kind of options for the electric cars here in this particular slide. So, now let us see details of factors which accelerated the growth of current growth of electric vehicle. The growth of vehicle electrification is being accelerated by combination of technological, economical, regulatory and social factors. So, let us see some of these major factors for the growth of electric vehicles. So, first one is the advancement in battery technology and power converters and electric motors. So, the battery technology, as we see that they have evolved as a high energy density. Innovations in battery technology such as lithium ion battery and development of solid state battery have increased the energy density as well as the ranges for the electric vehicles. Next is the cost reduction. The cost reduction of battery has significantly influenced this market in the last few decades, making EVs more affordable. So, now because the battery is the major cost for the electric vehicle. So, with this we have got more affordable cars. Economies of scale also is important, because people have produced a large scale production also, which is like a lot of cars were manufactured, which improved manufacturing process as well as the technological contribution for reduction of the cost. Next reason, the faster charging capacity. Advanced battery technology also enable fast charging times. So, there are a lot of fast charging capacity for the battery as well as fast chargers, which made it more affordable and more accessible. Another reason is advancement in power electronic converters. Improved power converters have become more efficient and reliable and compact. So, power converters, which are very important in electric vehicles, they have become not only efficient, but also more compact and reliable. Development in wide bandgap semiconductor materials such as silicon carbide and gallium nitride have led to converters that offer better thermal management, high switching frequencies and reduce energy losses. So, these are the two materials which are very widely used in the modern converters, which is silicon carbide and gallium nitride. Another reason for the growth and acceleration of electric vehicle is electric motors. Modern electric motors have seen improvement in efficiency, power density and cost effectiveness. Techniques such as PMSM and advancement in motor control algorithm have enhanced the performance and efficiency of electric drivetrain. Another accelerator for the electric vehicle is the government policy and incentives. So, there were many governments which offered financial incentives, including in India many states and central government is offering financial incentives, including tax benefits, rebates and subsidies to lower the purchase cost of electric vehicle. Another driver which is responsible is regulatory mandates. So, there are many regulations such as fuel economy standards, zero emission vehicle mandates, and some countries even have banned IC engines, which is pushing the EV market further. Next reason is the growing environmental awareness. So, public concern over the climate change is increasing, and it is impacting the growth of electric vehicle and the cleaner transportation options. Electric vehicles produce fewer emissions than conventional vehicles, making them popular choice for the environmental conscious consumers. Another reason is air quality concerns. So, urban areas like Delhi and other cities have lot of air quality concerns, which discourage the IC engine vehicles, and it has led to the further adoption of electric vehicles. Electrification of vehicle is seen as solution for this public health and air quality problems. Next reason is the automotive makers commitment in innovation. They are investing a lot in R&D. Major automakers are investing heavily in research and development to produce electric vehicles, like we saw Tesla and Toyota. They have a huge investment in the research and R&D. This include development of new models, not only technology, but also new models, new features and improving battery technologies and giving more customer satisfaction. These are the reason for the automakers commitment in innovations. They are also offering a lot of designs for the electric vehicles in different segments, like they are offering SUVs and trucks and buses also, providing more consumer options and more choices. Next reason is the partnership and collaborations. Collaborations between automakers, tech companies and battery manufacturers. There is a lot of collaboration among the different segments, which is accelerating the development and production of electric vehicles. Next reason is the economic competitiveness and market demand. So, the lower operating and maintenance cost of electric vehicle has led to the electric vehicles adoption and make them more economically attractive. Although initial cost is high, but people are going for this because of the less operating and maintenance cost. Companies are increasingly electrifying their vehicles to meet the sustainability goals. So, a lot of countries have sustainability goals like zero emissions. So, the companies are forced to go for the electric vehicles, reducing their operating cost and encourage them in the corporate segment. Consumer demand is another reason. Consumer demand has increased for electric vehicles, coupled with the performance of electric vehicle is seen as higher, and which is driving the market of electric vehicles. Another major driver is a charging infrastructure. So, there are a lot of charging infrastructure which is developed by public and private companies, which is significantly expanding the availability of charging stations, making EVs more practical for long distance travel. So, whenever people go for long distance travel, they are looking forward to charging infrastructure, and there is also fast charging capacity. Development of fast charging and ultra fast charging technology has reduced requirement for long range, because people are now able to charge their vehicles on the go and making them more appealing for consumer, and there is a less problem for refueling. People also have developed home and workplace charging options. So, there are residential colonies and even companies, industries, they are developing the workplace charging options. So, people are able to charge in their campus, therefore, they are going forward to the electric vehicles. Technological integration and a smart grid options is another reason. So, nowadays there is a compatibility with the grid. So, vehicle to grid compatibility is one of the reasons that people can actually charge electric vehicle from the grid, and also sometimes provide the energy back to the grid. These options are now becoming available because of this smart grid compatibility. There is a growth of electric vehicle significantly. The another reason is digital platforms. So, there are lot of digital platforms which are apps which are available in the electric vehicles. The apps which are provided with the electric vehicles, they can provide you real time information about charging stations, where are the charging stations, what is the charging status of those stations, and energy consumption and efficiency of the electric vehicles can be observed through the digital platforms, which are giving the user experience much better compared to the earlier electric vehicles. Another reason is sustainability goals by different countries, and because of that sustainability goals, the sustainable development goals have pushed the corporates also to go for CSRs. So, many companies are adopting EVs to increase their sustainability goals. So, like companies have the mandate to reduce the carbon footprint. So, they are able to go for CSR money to invest on the electric vehicles to reduce their carbon footprint. Government, corporations and organizations are setting net zero targets, which includes focus on reducing emissions on transportation. So, whenever there is a net zero option, there are not many options available to many companies, because the technology have already evolved, and the EVs are one of the easier options to go for the net zero emissions. Another reason is international commitment and agreements. So, there is a lot of international bodies which have like Paris Agreement have committed countries to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. They have pushed the countries to go for cleaner transportation and alternatives like electric vehicles. Initiatives like EV 100 and other international alliances, there are many international alliances like EV 100, which encourage companies and cities to accelerate the transition to electric vehicles. Next reason is the public and private sector collaboration. So, there are a lot of partnerships between the government, private companies and research institutions, which are fostering the innovation of electric vehicles. Apart from this, educational campaigns are helping the public to get more awareness about the benefits of electric vehicles and dispel the myth about the electric vehicles, like there are a lot of myth about electric vehicle, whether they can be safe or not. So, all these myths are becoming driven away by public awareness, encouraging them to have wider adoption of electric vehicles. These factors have collectively driven the resurgence and interest in electric vehicle and the investment in electric vehicle segment, shaping the modern landscape for automotive industry and paving the way for sustainable transportation. Another one is the public awareness and education. Educating consumer about the benefits of electric vehicle has to be further strengthened, and dispelling the myths about the misconception. So, there are a lot of misconceptions that has to be removed from the public. That is very important to have awareness drives. Another way forward is smart grid and energy management. So, nowadays the smart grid is very popular. So, there has to be integration of smart grids and grid technology to support like vehicle to grid and grid to vehicle kind of energy exchange. Another one is environmental impact reduction. So, not only we have to think about the electric vehicles emission, but also the process of manufacturing electric vehicle requires a lot of energy. There has to be sustainable materials which has to be developed, a lot of mining as we discussed earlier, that mining of the lithium ion has lot of energy intensive process. So, once we develop sustainable materials and sustainable manufacturing processes, that will further minimize the environmental impact of EV and adopt EV further. So, these are some of the major way forward for the adoption of electric vehicles, and hope that people, and not only the companies as well as the government as well as the international regulations, will be able to take care of these accelerating factors and works more intensively on these factors. So, with this I thank you for your presence in this lecture. Thank you and see you in the next lecture. Thank you so much.